Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you are all having a great day. To start things off, Monster Inc., the company which notoriously lost out on Beats by Dre headphones, is planning on launching its very own cryptocurrency. The offering is slated to be called the Monster Money Token, according to documents filed with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission. Monster also plans on revamping its e-commerce website to let users purchase Monster products with the cryptocurrency. Monster Inc. is launching an ICO and a new e-commerce website to help recover losses it's sustained over recent years. Monster's solution to its financial woes is to sell ERC20 Monster Money tokens in an SEC document. The company explains, "As we develop Money Monster Network and our back-end systems, we intend to utilize the blockchain technology to our marketing, accounting, and audit, internal control, and shipping management functions. We believe the blockchain innovation will bring disruptive advancement to our e-commerce and business operating systems. The company will be selling 300 million MMNY, or I guess Monster Money, with the max funding amount set at $300 million. However, a big problem Monster currently faces is the fact that their stocks are not traded on any US market, though they have plans to start the application process. In response to this issue, the company added the disclaimer that it cannot assure you that MMNY tokens will be traded on such exchange in a timely manner or at all. This is probably the 26th company that has come forward this year talking about that they're going to be releasing their own cryptocurrency. I don't see this stopping anytime soon, simply because I'm sure a lot of these are doing this as a cash grab. We had, what was it, Kodak also did it a couple of weeks ago, or they were talking about that they planned on doing it. This seems to be the new thing. My idea and feeling has always been, we have so many cryptocurrencies. I don't understand why these companies don't just partner with current coins that are already out. I understand, you want to make your own coin, you want to make your own money, but they don't understand or think further into the future, at least 5 years down, that they're saturating the market so much. We don't need a Money Monster token any more than we need number 1623 on the coin market cap list. But like I said, this is going to continue to happen. Let's see exactly if this ICO actually even ends up happening. A lot of them have been completely shut down by the SEC because they weren't following certain rules. And when it comes down to it, I'm pretty sure the SEC is tired of receiving applications for all these new ICOs that are trying to launch that have no actual value. So this is a very interesting article, and I want you, if you can, to try to pay a bit more attention to this one, because I found something, like I always say, read between the lines. To give this a little bit of a backstory, about 2 or 3 months ago, for those who remember, there was a guy who decided that he was going to sue the people behind Ripple because he said that XRP from Ripple, that they were pretty much running a never-ending ICO. He said that, "I believe this coin is a security." And the entire story, when you dig a bit deeper, it turns out that he bought Ripple, or XRP, at its all-time high, and said because of the prices going down, he made a loss, and therefore he has a right to sue Ripple. And it's funny because his loss was only $500. I know 500 might seem like a lot to other people, but when it comes to the cryptocurrency space, or if you have ever lost anything from your wallet or your bag, you know that $500 can kind of just go like that. So this is the point of his argument. He said, "I'm going to sue you guys. You're running a never-ending ICO." So this is kind of where we are right now. The interesting part is that the lawsuit is actually going to go through. But what's interesting about it is that people from the SEC will actually be defending people from Ripple. Think about that. Like, let that sink into your head. Court records show that distributed ledger startup Ripple is being represented by 2 former Securities and Exchange Commission, or the SEC, officials, including its one-time chairwoman, Mary Jo White, in an ongoing civil matter. Twin filings reveal that White, along with Andrew Kresny, are representing Ripple in a lawsuit first filed in May by investor Ryan Coffey. Both are currently employed at Debevoise and Plimpton, where White serves as senior chair. Krasny served as the SEC's Director of Enforcement between April 2013 and December 2016, with White serving as SEC Chair between that period up until the end of the Obama administration in January of last year. The representation of Ripple was first reported by Law.com on Monday. Reports also indicate that the case itself has moved from the San Francisco Superior Court to the United States District Court of Northern District of California. As previously reported, the proposed class action lawsuit alleges that Ripple violated state and federal laws. It's centered around the question of whether XRP is a security, given its relationship with Ripple, which asserts that the digital asset is wholly distinct from the private company. The lawsuit names Ripple, XRP, Ripple's registered and licensed MSB, and CEO Brad Garlinghouse among the defendants. A representative for Ripple did not immediately respond to a request for comment. Back in May, the company disputed the basis of the lawsuit and reiterated that it doesn't believe XRP is a security. I'm not going to read exactly what they were saying to the website. My thinking is, I'll put it in as simplest and quickest terms as possible. When you have a lawsuit against a company that someone else is stating that they are a security, and you have people from the SEC or former people from the SEC who know exactly what a security is, defending the company, literally saying that they are not a security. I have said this before, and I'm going to say it 1,000 times. I was so certain, because of Ripple's constantly being compliant and saying that they wanted to follow the rules. They've spoken to the SEC and the CFTC literally hundreds of millions of times. I'm pretty sure they've said from the get-go that they wanted to be as compliant as possible. This is why I was so perplexed when everybody was like, it's definitely a security. The fact that people from the SEC are going to be, one, I'm glad that this lawsuit is going through, because the end of this lawsuit will be the declaration if Ripple is if XRP is a security or not. But the fact that people from the SEC, who know other people from the SEC, who know what the laws are, who knows how things are defined, are going to be defending them, saying that they are not a security, is probably one of the craziest things you will hear about this entire month. I'm not exactly sure when this is going to start, if this is going to start this week. I don't really see a timeline or any type of framework for this, but I think this is going to set a huge precedence. On this exact same note, I was chatting with my friend last night. Hello, if you're watching this, and we were talking about Ethereum. A couple of days ago, it was noted, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, by the SEC, that they said that Ethereum's their ICO, which they had 2, 3, 4, 5 years. I don't remember exactly. Whenever Ethereum first started, they had an ICO. Everyone knows this. This is how Ethereum first got started. They said, SEC said, this ICO was actually them, was for all intents and purposes, a security. Right. Sorry, I was looking at something over here and I completely lost my track of mine. And it comes down to the fact that there's a lot of people working to make sure that Ethereum is not declared a security. And I was saying, wouldn't it be the weirdest thing in the entire world if by the end of this year we have clarification on exactly who is or who is not a security, and Ripple ends up not being a security, but Ethereum does because of their ICO? Just something to think about. This is, I noticed a lot of people, I think this news came out yesterday or the day before, if I'm not mistaken. I noticed a lot of people have completely washed over it, have not paid attention to it. When you don't have, I can't even think of like a scenario that I can kind of say, but you guys kind of get what I'm saying. It's all very odd and very clear at this moment exactly kind of what's going to go down when you have people from the SEC who are going to be representing a cryptocurrency company saying or defending the fact that they are not a security. It's going to be a very interesting next couple of months, folks. All right, everyone. China is in the news today. China Central Television, or the CCTV, the country's primary state broadcaster, has said the economic value of blockchain is 10 times more than that of the internet. In a segment named Dialogue, which aired on Sunday night through the station's finance channel, CCTV host Cheng Weihong featured an hour-long discussion that was for the first time dedicated to educating its wide audience base on the concept, potential, and risks of blockchain technology. The conversation also featured prominent figures from the blockchain industry in both private and public sectors, including Don Tapscott, the well-known author of Blockchain Revolution. Other speakers included Chai Len, CEO of cloud network giant Sunlei, and Tsang Tzu-Cheng, a physics professor at Stanford University and founder of Danhua Capital, a venture capital firm that invests in blockchain technology. Most notably, after Tapscott and Chen kicked off the discussion by explaining the basic concept of blockchain and distributed ledger technology, the host continued by suggesting blockchain is in the second phase of the internet and has a value 10 times greater than its predecessor. Kind of weird that a country that once hated blockchain and cryptocurrencies is now having imagine your country hating something, and then 4 months later, they have a host of panels talking on the national television network about the benefits of the thing that they said that they hated a couple of months ago. At this point, it's still speculation if China is going to actually allow crypto trading in the country. We have a lot of news that they are definitely, or not, I can't say definitely. There are rumors that they could potentially be forming some type of partnership with Tron and with Neo, as these are, if I'm not mistaken, not China-based, but they have a connection to China in some type of way. So I would not be surprised if at least these two coins were chosen, especially with some of the other ones. I am still a firm believer that when China does allow cryptocurrencies again in the country, they will only allow coins that they can control or that they can track. I'll keep it that way. Maybe not control, but ones that they can track. But this is kind of telling. You don't create a huge spectacle like this to talk about the benefits of something that you just hated before, unless you plan on reinstating and or allowing it in your country once again. Just my thoughts on the situation. I was like, did I click on the tab? Okay. Coinbase is in the news once again. Like I said, every other day, they're making sure that they are constantly in the news. The exodus of partners and investors from venture capital firms into cryptocurrency investing has taken a new turn, as Sequoia capital partner Matt Huang has become the latest finance industry heavyweight to make his exit. Wall Street Journal sources indicate that he is set to start a new cryptocurrency investment fund alongside Coinbase co-founder Fred Arsham, or whatever. This follows a familiar pattern of industry movements as the cryptocurrency investment scene becomes increasingly more attractive to traditional investment. Over the past 12 months, notable departures include Nick Tomino of Runa Capital, who left to start One Confirmation, a cryptocurrency-focused fund which has received investment from billionaire Mark Cuban. Joel Monegro, an analyst with Union Square Ventures, also quit to start his own fund called Placeholder. The pattern of personal movements from venture capital firms to crypto investment firms come at a time when many VC firms are placed with a choice between making substantial investment in crypto or ignoring the crypto markets as they have generally done previously. A number of partners at venture firms are at the opinion this time is now the time to make a crypto a central part of their investment strategy. Geez. So it would seem that these movements are a demonstration of their belief in the future of crypto investments. Over the last couple of months, I believe it's very telling when people are leaving the banking sector. There's still the sentiment that the traditional markets are going to crash. We've been hearing it for a couple of years now, so people keep repeating the same thing. But when you have a huge exodus of people from the banking sector who are going into a market that is relatively 5-6 years old, kind of says where things are going. I want to know where this is all going to go. I wish I had a time machine just to go 10 years in the future and see exactly where the cryptocurrency market was, because it's all very interesting. I think that not that it's all planned or coordinated, but you don't leave a space where you were making hundreds of millions, potentially billions before, in order to dive into digital tokens. I don't know. It's all kind of interesting, but I guess they are also finally seeing the bigger picture as well. Next up, FunFair is in the news. FunFair has announced we are now just over 2 weeks into our beta testing on mainnet, and so far, so good. They said our participants have been enjoying testing the games with plenty of big wins along the way. In total, we have over 25 external and 13 internal participants playing around the clock, testing all areas of the platform, from the lobby user interface to each individual in-game action. Over the next 7 days, we intend to double the number of external participants as we continue to put more strain on the platform with stress tests and other exercises designed to provide insight on how volume affects performance. They said so far participants have had their accounts filled with 1,000 fun each day, and we have set max bets across our games accordingly. Everything beta participants can see is available for everyone to experience on our showcase site, and those not part of the beta can still provide feedback via our Discord channel. If you have not already, you can actually play a lot of the games on their website, funfair.io. A lot of them are pretty okay. You can tell that they're definitely in testing, but it's nice to hear that they are definitely doing extra testing to make sure that everything is kind of working. They said, through the first 2 weeks of internal and external testing, we've discovered a number of bugs ranging from high to low priority as we look to prepare the platform for our live launch. To date, our testers have helped identify 58 bugs in total, 25 high priority, 30 normal priority, and 3 low priority defects. The reporting process involves participants sharing bugs through Discord, as well as a specialist bug tracking and reporting software called Mantis Hub. As and when bugs are reported, they are delegated a number of the FunFair staff who then deliver a fix ready for the release. As things stand, there are currently 38 open bug defects being worked on. To be clear, a lot of people think that when there's a bug that it's something like horrendous that the platform cannot continue to work. A bug can be something as simple as these letters may be mixed up. This may be in a different place. This paragraph may be lower than this one. Whatever the case might be. But it's nice to hear some news from FunFair. Last we really heard about them was that they were trying to, I think, get licenses in different countries as they could be seen as a gambling platform. So they wanted to make sure that they were completely legal, but now it seems that they are finally working on launching their network and their games. I'm not a gambler myself, but I believe that gambling platforms will have a definite huge place in the cryptocurrency market. And to be fair, I might play a game or two just to see exactly how the website ends up working out. Next up, this might actually be the coolest news that I actually have today, and I'm not even joking. A former warehouse complex in one of the smallest countries in the EU is now moving towards becoming the first lifestyle center in Europe to totally embrace blockchain and cryptocurrency technologies. Set in the center of the country's capital, Ljubljana, the eponymously named BTC City shopping mall will be transformed into a completely Bitcoin-friendly environment where every shop and venture will accept the cryptocurrency and operate via blockchain technology. The 1,500 square foot, that sounds massive, complex, which was built in 1954 as a storage and logistics center, had become a commercial shopping district in the mid-1990s. Today it is completely transformed as the largest shopping center in the country, boasting over 500 stores, as well as several travel and tourism ventures, including a luxury hotel and casino, a multiplex cinema, a water park, oh my gosh, and the Crystal Palace office park, home to Slovenia's tallest building. Slovenian Prime Minister Miro Cerar recently made a visit to the center where he was offered a cup of coffee purchased by the Secretary of State Tajed Slapnik using cryptocurrency. Representatives of BTC City released a statement concerning the Prime Minister's visit, which in part read, "The purpose of his visit was to open the Beyond 4.0 international conference dedicated to digital society and blockchain and to get acquainted with BTC City strategy to become a Bitcoin city." I have literally never heard anything cooler in my entire life. It may just be a shopping center, but the fact that everyone will be accepting Bitcoin and that they're all going to be using blockchain technology is one of the coolest things in the entire world. I personally wish that other countries would get with it. It's nice to hear that Slovenia has taken the charge when it comes to doing all of this. I would love to have something like this in Germany and France and Portugal, in the UK, and like in London. I would literally love to have a shopping center where every single person who goes inside is paying in crypto. I just thought I'd share this story because I think it's very cool. I assume eventually, hopefully, that major cities will get in on it. I assume they need to find the space and or willing participants. But I just think this is absolutely fantastic, and I hope that more things like this end up happening. Last up, running out of breath, guys. The CEO of Ripple, the network behind the third largest digital cryptocurrency, XRP, spoke today about his own company as well as Bitcoin and the wider cryptocurrency space. Brad Garlinghouse said that although BTC cannot compete with XRP in terms of transfer times and costs, he said it was undoubtedly a store of value. Brad Garlinghouse was speaking to CNBC at the Money 2020 conference that is being held in Amsterdam this week. The Ripple CEO said that he felt that different cryptocurrencies weren't necessarily in competition with one another, saying specializations of different kinds of ledgers would allow different blockchains to find their own niches. I've said this before. I don't know why so many people are very tribal when it comes to certain coins. We are literally all in this ecosystem together. I still don't believe that we need 1,600 coins, but 20, 30, 40, maybe 50, 60 different coins is totally fine. Each coin will eventually find their own niche. Bitcoin for the longest time was people thought it would be the one world currency. It would be the only coin that we needed, but now it's being called digital gold and, a huge store of value. Every coin is going to eventually find their niche. This is why I don't think that we need to be, or I don't need to be fighting each other when it comes to which coin is better, because eventually they're all going to find their own place in the world. For Garlinghouse, he said, Bitcoin cannot compete with XRP as a means of transfer, with XRP transfers taking seconds and Bitcoin's taking considerably longer. The executive feels that his own company offers better utility in the niche. However, that doesn't mean that Bitcoin is the useless old relic that some altcoin aficionados claim it to be. Garlinghouse admits that it is proving an efficient store of value. He said, I think Bitcoin is a store of value. We as a world have decided to store value in the tune of about $130 billion. That's a store of value. It is hard to argue that. Bet you didn't think you would hear a news story with Brad Garlinghouse praising Bitcoin anytime soon. Alrighty, everyone. That is definitely going to do it for this video. A bit of an odd week when it comes to the news that we've had is kind of different projects and different things that we normally don't hear about are popping up in the news. And prices are sideways going up. I don't know. It's all kind of odd. I'm still optimistic about the next couple of weeks when it comes to a couple of coins and projects. You guys should know which two I'm talking about by now if you've been paying attention to the channel. As always, hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys have a great day, morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. Thank you once again for watching. I do appreciate it. And I will talk to you all soon. See you.